now is the Swiss Paris Delight. Now this is a package. It's same as last year. There are no changes whatsoever. It's a 6-night, 7-day package. Paris 3 nights, Adelboden 2 nights, and Zurich 1 night. I will run through the items, and then after we can have a question answer session for this particular itinerary. So most probably be using Air India, which will be arriving into Paris around 6:15 p.m. in the evening. And on day 1, when the people arrive, we'll be going to the hotel and check in. So again, just like all the other, we are not doing any sightseeing or anything of that sort on this particular day. It's free and easy and relaxed. Next day, that is day 2, we have the city orientation tour of Paris, where we'll be also visiting the Eiffel Tower. We'll also be doing the River Seine cruise. On that day, we also have the optional, which is Paris by evening. And the only change this year compared to last year, Paris, of the itineraries, is that we are not here. Although we will be taking people to the Louvre complex, where they will be able to see the glass pyramid on top in the complex, as well as the inverted glass pyramid, which is inside the complex. But due to the issues with the ticketing, there have been great issues for groups entering. So that's why on paper we have not written anything. But the tour manager will guide the people if somebody is truly interested. Also tell your people will ask you, "Killu is in kyun nahi ja raha? It's the best thing in the world." Yes, it is, but only encourage the people or only say yes to the people if they are genuine art lovers and who truly understand art. Otherwise, it is a waste of time and money. So, this is about the Louvre. So on this day, first we will go, we will people time, they'll be able to explore, they'll be able to see the pyramid. Those who want to buy tickets, the tour manager will tell them a couple of days prior how they can do that, either online. If the ticket counters are open on that particular day, they can buy it on the spot also. Then people will have lunch on their own. In this package, there are no lunches only, except on the Disney day. On Disney day, there's no lunch and no dinner, but we'll be giving meal vouchers. So they'll see everything, then we'll take the orientation tour. On the orientation tour, we will not be stopping the bus. It's just an orientation, panoramic tour, whereby people will be able to see Arc de Triomphe, the Grand Palace, the Phoenix Palace, Concord Square, Magdalene Church. These are all the monuments not very far from each other, which we'll be doing on the bus. Okay? We will be stopping in Paris by evening in the optional tour, and we'll be making photo stop at some of the main monuments. For example, the Triumph. We'll be stopping at the Concord Square. We'll be stopping at Opera Garnier, and of course, we'll be stopping to see the illumination of the Eiffel Tower. That is Paris by evening, which is an optional tour. We will also be going up to the Eiffel Tower. Now, the Eiffel Tower has levels, level 1, level 2, and level 3. For all practical purposes, level 2 is ideal. First, to get into the Eiffel Tower, there are 2 security checks. So 2 lines. These 2 lines sometimes to pass through. The first line is before you get into the complex area. Once you're in the complex, and the second line, we have to get the ticket and then another security check. Sometimes in lines itself, it can take you 1.5, 45 minutes just in line. Once you get into the elevator, you need to get up there, and on top, on level 2, it takes you hardly 15-20 minutes to take a whole round and take your pictures. The time killer is your travel up and your travel down. So once you finish your security check, you go into an elevator. This is like a double-decker lift. These lifts, it can either be at the bottom or at the top. Doesn't matter where you are. This lift will go, it will stop at the level where nobody gets off. Then we go to the second level where everyone gets off. They have a view, and the same way they come down. Most of the time, only 2 pillars are working. pillar and west. Sometimes only one is also working. And that's when the delays get even further, because just one elevator works, then it takes too much time to get in and out of Eiffel Tower, especially during season time. Now, a lot of people ask, why can't we go to level 3? Yes, competition is going to level 3, but for them it is so hectic. And as I said, for all practical purposes, level 2 is good. And the reason is, from level 2, the view is actually better because the perspective is better because you are closer, you're not that high, and if the weather is, you can still be able to see it. But from level 3 at times, one, there's a risk that sometimes they do shut off level 3 due to weather or overcrowding. So even if you've got a level 3 ticket, you may not be able to go there. That is one reason. Second, is if the weather is not good or hazy, you'll not be able to see anything clearly and the pictures will not be good. And thirdly, you need much more time because once you're at the second level, to go to the third level, you again have to get to another line, which may take anywhere between half an hour to 1 hour getting into that line, because those elevators are much narrower and much smaller. So that's why, as I said, for all practical purposes, level 2 is better. So don't feel bad about saying level 2. Level 2 proudly say it, sorry, level 2 is the best level to go to, which is in fact a fact. So Eiffel Tower level 2, and after Eiffel Tower, we will do the Riverside cruise. Now, this Riverside cruise is a 1-hour cruise, starts at point A and finishes at point A. It's basically a round trip. Now, this Riverside, this cruise is a glass top boat. There are different kinds of boats. Some have single deck, some have 2 decks. It depends whichever boat you get, but from the same boat company, same location. And when you're sailing on the boat, important buildings or famous buildings of Paris are on the bank of the River Seine, which you will be able to, which the client will be able to see. So after we finish this entire boat ride, then we'll come back, get out, go to the Indian restaurant for dinner, and then the people who have opted for Paris by evening will quickly coach another coach for Paris by evening with the tour manager for the Paris by evening optional tour. The people who have not opted for the optional tour, our coach, the LDC, will take them straight to the hotel after dinner. So this whole day is a very, very time to explore the city of Paris on their own, which people want to do, which normally other companies do not give them because they pack so many things, they hardly see anything and hardly absorb anything. People really enjoy this day in Paris with us. Day 3, inner day. Day 3, either your day is at leisure, they can do what you like, or they can opt for the Disneyland Paris, which is a full day tour. Now, Disneyland Paris is, of course, everybody knows what Disneyland is. It's a theme park. In Disneyland Paris, there are 2 sections. One is the Disney Studio, and one is... Now, the Disney Park is a slightly larger area compared to Disney Studio. So the Disney Park has the parade, the Walt Disney Parade, as well as it has the illumination, the fireworks. And we are the only company from India, operating from India, late in the night till the illumination is done, till the fireworks is done. So there will be people who want to leave earlier, and there will be people who want to stay back for the fireworks. So for both, arrangements are made to go back to the hotel. The people who do not want to stay late in the night till the fireworks are done, manager will tell them what time the bus leaves, the first bus leaves, that is the LDC, and then the people who are coming after fireworks, for them also there is a bus that will bring them back to the hotel. Now on Disneyland Day, there is no lunch, there is no dinner. But for the people who have opted for this activity, who have taken Disneyland, meal voucher, which they can use inside Disney in the restaurants which are mentioned on the meal voucher, and that the tour manager will explain to every guest who comes on that particular optional day. So nothing to worry about now. The ticket that you will be getting, that we give the people, is a walk. So with that ticket, you can either enter Disneyland Park or you can enter Disneyland Studio. Either or. You cannot enter both. Assuming, and there is a reason why also, assuming this ticket was valid for both the parks, the to either one of them, because either kabhi nahi kar payega or udhar kabhi nahi kar payega. Because you need time. Only one day is enough for one park, not both parks. It's not possible. Okay, so he or she will not be able to do it here all day. So one day, one park. And our people get the maximum amount of time, Makemytrip in Disneyland compared to any other tour operator from India. Period. No, there's no question about that. Okay. And as I said, those who want to leave early can leave by 7:30. The first bus will leave. The next bus and during will leave much later because the fireworks only happen at during peak summer, so much earlier. As winter progresses, the fireworks even happen at 8:30 and 9 o'clock. So it is much earlier. So anyway, so on this whole day, people have a great time, again very relaxed. And because the previous day we have had Paris by evening and we reached the hotel late at night, on day 3 we leave aram se. We leave around 9:30, 10 in the morning, so that people are well rested. And we are also coming back late in the night, so everybody has enough time in the evening to enjoy that day. Be it senior citizens, be it children, all can have a great time in Paris, Disneyland. Day 4, on this day, basically it is a long drive to Adelboden, which is in Switzerland. Now this is one of the highlights. You can use this as a USP also. You can also use the fireworks as a USP because nobody else does it. And then company stays in Adelboden. No other company stays in that hotel. Forget Adelboden, no, that hotel or Adelboden for that matter. Nobody stays there. We are the only company who stays there. It is a old Swiss kind of a hotel, a boutique hotel. This is a very popular destination during winter time also because there are ski sports. In summertime, it is very nice. And it is a very good, lovely location with great views around the place. So on this day, we only drive. It's a long drive, about 10 hours drive from Paris to Adelboden. Now, when we are driving, we will be making comfort stops, getting time for lunch and for washing stops on the way. Once we reach the hotel, over here, and the dinner is in the hotel itself. So people are comfortable and they are relaxed. Next day, an optional day, where people can take an optional of Interlaken, Krammelbach Falls and Bern. They can have an optional of that if they like. Or they can just be on their own in Adelboden. Now, Interlaken is a beautiful town between two lakes. Interlaken. The two lakes that are on either side are Brienzi and Thunsi. Lovely lakes. Of course, from Interlaken city itself, you cannot really see, but when we are driving to Interlaken, of course, you have beautiful views of these lakes. We will be giving people some free time to move around, to explore, to have some lunch over there. We also take them to the place where they have the Ashok statue, the fountain, the floral clock, the garden where the movie shot Dilwal hai. So all this they can see, do some shopping over there. Very comfortable, taking them to a place called Krammelbach Falls. Now, Krammelbach Falls are not like normal waterfalls that you normally see. You cannot see these falls from outside. You have to go into the mountain to see these waterfalls. To see these waterfalls, first you go up into the thing, then you take a funicular, like an incline the lift. It's called a funicular. This funicular will take you up between level 5 and level 6. That's when you get off. And then from there, you have another couple of levels. Totally, there are 10 to 11 levels. From there, you get a nice view of the falls inside the mountain. Climb to different levels to whatever level you're comfortable at. Most of the people go to all 10 levels. Some people go to 6, 8, 10, depending on how much they want to climb. There are a total of only 192 steps from where we get off as a lift. So they get views of the falls, and then they come back by the funicular and we leave. Then from there, also we are going to do Bern. Bern is the capital city, and also the city center, the old town of Bern, is also declared as a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of its architecture. Over there, you'll be seeing the astronomical clock. We'll also be showing them Einstein's temporary house that he was there. cathedral, and of course we have a little bit of time to do a little bit of shopping in Bern. Although Bern is not the right place for shopping because it's a little expensive, but people can buy some souvenirs and small stuff like that in Bern. So this day is a very, very interesting day. Also, we have not mentioned, but it is a surprise that we can also talk with this plot confidently. We also do a Thun-Sea cruise, which we're going to be a little surprise for the guests on the Lake Thun, which is 1 hour 20 minutes cruise. So normally, what tour managers do, or at least what I do, now this routing can happen the way the tour, but what I would normally do, I would first take people to Sambalbas Falls, then from there we go to Interlaken, maybe then free time, we then time for lunch, and then from there we head to the boat, because the boat on Thun-Sea is from Interlaken West Station. And then from there, the boat takes us to a place called Spitz. We get onto the bus and then head towards Bern. So it basically kind of completes the loop. So I normally do that. So once we finish Bern, then we come back to the hotel and dinner is in the hotel itself. The next day, which is day 6, is Mount Titlis and up at Lake Zurich. Now Mount Titlis is in Engelberg, so from Adelboden to Engelberg takes approximately about 2.5 hours. So we go there. Once we get to Engelberg cable car station, we go by a cable car, which is to get to Mount Titlis. There are 2 sets of cable cars. The first one being a gondola, which is an 8-seater, and the second one being a rotaire, which the whole group can go in together. It's standing. So this gondola takes approximately 35 to 40 minutes with the interchange from Engelberg right up to Mount Titlis. The tickets that you'll be getting will be your return tickets, and that also includes the ice flyer, which many companies do not have. We have the ice flyer, which is included. So I'll tell you what the ice flyer is also. So first we go in the gondola, which is an 8-seater. People will get off at a station, all assemble to regroup once again, and then the entire group will go in the rotaire. The rotaire is a revolving cable car. It was one of the first revolving cable cars in the world. Very slowly it goes round. When you reach Mount Titlis, you all go together. There are different levels, but the main level is when you go the ice terrace, when you go out into the snow. When you go out into the snow, you have got the ice flyer, which is a 5-seater open chair car, and that goes down. It keeps moving continuously. When you reach down, you get off, and that's where you have the snow park. In the snow park, you have the tube, you have the pool that you can do down there, all the snow activities, which is great fun for seniors and juniors. All age groups is fine. Come back on the ice ride, come on top. Then you can do the cliff walk. The cliff walk is a suspension bridge. Very nice for photographers. The weather is good. And then you come back or ice grotto, which is on level 1. That the tour manager will show the people. That is a glacier, old glacier. They made a cave in that, so people can actually walk inside the glacier, which is thousands of years old. And Mount Titlis is at a height of 10,000 feet. That is 3020 meters. Have a respiratory problem or will not have a breathing problem because it is not that high. Only once you cross 10,500, 10,600, then maybe some people may have a little bit of issues, otherwise not. So after you finish Mount Titlis, we come back down to Engelberg. From Engelberg, we go to see the Keppelbrook, the famous wooden bridge of Lucerne. You'll see the river Luce. People will also see Lake Lucerne. It's a very beautiful lake. And of course, people have sufficient time to do some shopping in Lucerne itself. When they're doing shopping in Lucerne, if somebody doesn't want to shop at town, which is a very beautiful town, they can also go and sit along the lake, Zurich or Lucerne Lake, and relax. After that is over, we'll be going towards Zurich because that's where our hotel is and that's where our dinner is. En route, we'll be stopping to make a photo stop at Zurich Lake, just for like 5-10 minutes, just a photo of our journey to the restaurant and then to the hotel and check in. Next day, of course, is a departure, but on this day, we'll be leaving Aramse around 9:30, and we'll be heading towards Milan because we have to go to the airport. Now, to the airport, we have to cross the border and we have to cross a tunnel which is known as the Gothard Tunnel. Now, it is also mentioned, if you read the itinerary, if time permits, you would proceed to Milan city center. The reason is that sometimes the Gothard Tunnel is jammed. So then we cannot take the people to the city center. Normally, if everything goes smooth with normal Gothard traffic takes about 4.5 to 5 hours. But if 4.5 hours, I would say. But if the traffic conditions are not so good, we may not enter, because the city center and the airport itself is a 1 hour's drive difference. Then it is a tour manager's call. So on this day, the tour manager will decide whether he's going to the city center or not, which is also very clearly mentioned. Because Milan is not on the itinerary. If the tour manager feels he has time or she has time, they will certainly take the and then to the airport. Otherwise, straight to the airport in Milan. And that is the end of the tour of Swiss Paris Delight. So now I'm going to unmute the call. And for the people who have any questions, any queries, and any doubts regarding the tour.
The conference is now in talk mode.
Anybody has was I audible? Did everybody listen to what I said?
The person you are speaking with